Welcome everybody to Andre's Basketball World podcast, I guess. And today, you can read the title. We're talking about Nikola Jokic potentially being a top 15 player of all time, pretty much like right now, right? Shout out to Swiper. He is a Denver Nuggets fan. Some of y'all might know him. Some of y'all might not know him, but very interesting take that he's been having for a little while now. And it's based off of Jokic's resume, which I need to bring up his resume real quick. But Jokic have done some incredible things here in the NBA, especially during his prime years at this moment of time. So, as we know, Jokic is a beast. I think we all know that. I think we all know that he's a beast in the game, and he's creating this amazing resume. This amazing resume so far, as of right now, because he's only 29, he'll be 30 in February. So far, he is a one-time NBA champion, one-time Finals MVP. He is a three-time MVP holder, a six-time All-Star, a six-time All-NBA, of course, All-NBA rookie. He's been Serbia Player of the Year for 3 different years, and then there's other stuff don't matter. So basically, for NBA wise, he's created a fantastic resume. And there's argument this year, barring any crazy injuries, right? Barring any crazy injuries, he would be adding another All Star to his level. He'll be another All NBA first team. He would, and this is where it gets. Is he going to be a four-time MVP? Now, if he becomes a four-time MVP, is that going to match up with winning another championship? I think we're starting to forget, and I think this is either NBA media, this is either YouTubers. I don't know. I don't know. But we're starting to forget what make these players all-time greats, right? I think we see a bunch of stuff that's happening right now, and we're quick to crown these NBA players their positions a little too fast for my liking, quite honestly. Too fast for my liking. If I'm not mistaken, which I could be, I have no research papers with me. Besides the Jokic thing, my phone got a charge. Y'all know what's up. Every person in the top 10 all-time list is at least a 10-time All-Star. I think. Usually, the names you're talking about Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, Kobe. I'm forgetting somebody. Tim Duncan. My fault. Tim Duncan. The top 15, that resume is still creating that. And something depends on who you are. Some people have Kevin Durant. Some people have Seth Curry. Some people have um, Moses Malone, Dr. J. Um, I can't. I'm not. I'm drawing a blank on names. And then the question is Jokic a part of this top 15 list going into that might end off his career just because of the potential fourth NBA championship? And that's my question right now. Is if Jokic wins another MVP, a regular season MVP, and he wins a championship, right? Is he top 15 or is he entering the top tens? And who is in your top 10 that you're willing to take out for Jokic? That's the nitty gritty. Let's really get the nitty gritty. I think personally, I think the top four spots are solidified: Jordan, LeBron, Magic, Kareem. Two of those names I am planning on making another podcast based off of because I got a little argument to make. Right, so those four are nominated. Everybody else, the Tim Duncans, the Shaq, the Kobe's, the Larry Bird, the Bill Russell, and the Wilt Chamberlain, that's a whole different conversation because I don't know how everybody have those players. Some people are fine putting Steph Curry in the top 10 conversation already. So it's an interesting conversation to have because with all those names in front of him, a lot of people are already putting players right now that's still in the league as better than them. And I'm afraid that not afraid, but I mean, what's stopping Curry for getting at least one more chip and one more Finals MVP? That's my question. That gives him five championships and two Finals MVP. Would that not solidify him as a top 10 player of all time before Jokic does? That's my question. That's my question. And how much weight are we putting on to regular seasons MVPs for Jokic? Because Jordan has five, Brown has four, Duncan has two, Shaq and Kobe both have one, Larry Bird has three, Magic Johnson has three. I think Magic Johnson has three. I think Kareem has six. Bill Russell, I don't know how many Bill Russell's got. I think Bill Russell got five. Wilt has two. So how much weight are we holding on to the Jokic being top 15 because of the four MVPs? Potential four MVPs. He has three, but with one championship. And I think we can all agree. Well, I hope we can all agree that you need more accolades for that. We need a couple more rings to be fine with it. I don't know about you guys, but I still hold championships as the end all be all. I still hold that very high. Yes, you can call it a team accomplishment all you want to. However, when it comes to the individual rankings, when it comes to players all time in their positions, that plays a made a factor to me and still does. It still has to. Because let's say he wins his fourth MVP this year. Let's say that. But then they don't touch the NBA finals. How are we looking at Jokic as a player? How are we looking at that in the all-time ranking? Like, yeah, he got four of them things, but he only got one chip. So what's the argument then? What's the debate then? And the I think the crazy thing is what he's doing right now. Right now, he's balling out of control. He's putting up monster performances. He's leading his team to success. And for the past few games that we've seen, if he's not out there playing, they suck. I mean, they losing games and stuff. Jamal Murray hasn't been on nothing. Michael Porter Jr. I guess he's never going to take the step that I'm thinking he's going to take into that next level that I thought he was going to be able to take. Aaron Gordon, he's just a nice glue guy to have on the team. So it's clear to me personally, it's clear to me that without Jokic, this team is not as strong as we all thought it could be. He's literally holding that team together, which is a little scary too, considering this should be a championship contending team year in and year out, no matter what. But we saw the value of Jokic when he didn't have Jamal Murray, when he didn't have Michael Porter Jr., and he was still able to accomplish as much as he had at that point in time. It's just when they was there, they was healthy, they won a championship. And now that we have in this weird state to where Jokic has been been a superstar, and as y'all know, he's been a superstar in this league for a little while now. Now it's where's his running mate? Where's his running mate? And that's what we are trying to figure out. Jamal Murray has all-star talents, but he's not an all-star player, if that makes sense. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. He has potential to be it. He has the potential. It's whether or not he can actually get it is a whole different conversation. But if I look at it, if I look, I don't have my all-time list. I don't have my all-time list right now. I don't know where it's at. I think I lost it. I'm making an all-time. I'm making a new all-time by position list that's probably coming out later on the end of this year, in the 2024, sometime 2025 at some point. And I will have that out for you guys so we can understand where I'm ranking these players at. But if I got to look at it, if I got to look at what I have, if I think about it off the top of my head, Michael Jordan, LeBron James are my one and my two. Everybody else is literally I can rank them however. You got Magic, you got Kareem, you have Kobe, you have Shaq, you have Tim Duncan. That's seven. Larry Bird is still there. Bill Russell and Wilt might be having to move out of my. Well, it's one or the other. It's one or the other. It's either Bill Russell has to leave out of the top 10 of all time based off the fact that he was more of the probably arguably the greatest defensive minded center of all time, 11 championships, but the competition level, the years that he played and stuff says a different time. But this that's different in general. So I actually have to sit and actually think about that. Or is it Wilt Chamberlain, the man who puts up so many stats, so many points, so many rebounds? He did all this stuff, but he was only able to accomplish just the two championships. So I might got his MVP wrong. I think he got probably five MVPs then. I just thought about that. But he does all the stats and stuff, but then at the end of his career, he was only able to accomplish two NBA championships. So which one am I valuing more? Do I value the more of the legit? It's that's legit team success versus individual dominance. That's literally what this argument has to be between Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. Because at some point, sooner rather than later, Curry has to enter this top 10 conversation. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has to enter this top 10. And another odd man out would have to be Larry Bird. re, uh, because just outside of his three MVPs and his, All Stars, All NBA selections, he kind of left a lot on the table. He kind of left a lot on the table. He could have accomplished more, in my personal opinion, but that didn't happen. That did not happen. So that's an argument. That's another argument. I think Curry has a chance to enter the top 10 sooner rather than later. I also starting to feel as though the top 10 players are literally I say that, but never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. But if does Jokic just automatically jump over Curry to get into a top 10 position if he gets another MVP and another championship? Does he just automatically jump Curry? Because I don't know if some of y'all was around, but when LeBron won his four MVPs, he won '09, 2010 back to back. He missed 11, but then he went 12 and 13 back to back. When that happened, all he had at that point in time, especially in those years, was just two championships. And people was quickly, and I do mean quickly, people was quickly saying, that's the greatest player of all time. Top two, top two. And I was like, that's crazy. And then 2016, three championships, that was enough for a lot of people to say, yeah, top five, I mean, top, the greatest of all time, greatest of all time. It's like, it tells a lot. It tells a lot about the way some of you guys do your all-time rankings. And I was like, is it here in a moment? It's because you're ranking it. Do you put in the proper context about everything that happened, the injuries, the competition leading up to the finals competition in general, how healthy everybody was? That's the question. So for Jokic so far, like I said, for Jokic right now, he is he is in a mix of this parity league to where we have a different NBA champion every year, like the 70s, right? The 70 had different champions, so is the 2020 so far has been that. So the competition level is there. It's not an easy route to the NBA Finals. It's just not. He's playing out west, the hardest conference in the NBA. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's the hardest conference in the NBA. Going against the having the matchup against the Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Dallas Mavericks, the Shea Gillis Alexander, J Dub, and Chet Hunger Thunder, the Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Timberwolves. My apologies. My eyes are heavy right now. The um the LeBron James, Anthony Davis Lakers. You have the De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, DeRozan, Kings. You have Curry, I guess Draymond and the Warriors. You have the upcoming Jalen Green, Sangoon Rockets. You have the John Morant and Jaren Jackson's Grizzlies. You have so many teams like that, and teams that's not even started yet, like the Wemby Spurs, that hasn't fully came into the picture just yet. At some point, the Trailblazers will be back in there. At some point, at some point, the Clippers, whenever they decided to burn it down, when they decide to rebuild back up at any point of time during Jokic's time frame, when that happens. So many teams that he has to deal with out west for him to get out of the Western. And then out east, I'm not gonna lie, let's be honest, out east, you know what I'm saying? It's out east. It's right now it's the Celtics, the defending NBA champions. And then you have a lot of question marks whether the Cavaliers is really who they are, whether or not the Heat ever become anything, whether or not it's somebody else like the Magic, like the Pacers, like the Knicks, something like that. I mean, it's a different ball game out east. Let's be honest here. But I'm not putting. I won't put Jokic as a top 15 player of all time, even if he wins his fourth MVP. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. That goes against. That literally goes against my rankings, right? What I value when I'm watching basketball and the way these basketball players are ranked. I can't do that. I won't do that. If he was a championship this year with that, that's different. I could do that then. Is what does it take for him to be the greatest center of all time? Considering Kareem is my number one, pretty much just match them championships. Get three, get four, get at least four, 4 or 5. If he can get 4 championships and he end up having 4 MVPs, I think that's more than enough. I would like that's enough. I can call him the GOAT center, but he has to hit those. He has to. It's not no if he can. It's he has to hit those for me. This is for me. All for me. All for me though. That's just me. I think that's enough rambling. I think that's enough. I got another one coming. It's about it's about a conversation that no one has. It's about a conversation no one has. But to the end, I think Jokic has potential to be top 10, top 15 of all time. He is working on his case. I think he has potential to be hitting the top 10 sooner than later. And we have to reevaluate the top 10 players of all time, especially at the end of this season, depending on what happens. But that's just me, though. Definitely just me. You guys make sure you hit the like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next one.